Hey, it's JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It's December 15th, 2025, looking out at dollar, holding on to as much snow as they can through these warm days. But good news is there's more snow in the forecast. And if you're enjoying this broadcast, we also do a one-time donation, or even better, sign up for that monthly sustaining membership. Here's what we got. We got 3 rounds of moisture coming through this week. Our first one's going to be our teas. That's going to be tonight, which is some weak cold front, limited precip, mostly rain, a little snow in the high mountains. And then we're going to have our second round, the fast and furious cold front that's going to really drop down some quick hits of snow with some really strong winds. And then the main event is going to be the hammer, which is going to be Thursday through Saturday. We have an atmospheric river event lining up that's going to bring a couple inches of moisture to our area. Let's get into it. All right, looking at the infrared this morning, we got our low that's been parked up in Alaska that's just been filtering in all this Pacific moisture. This is the current AR that's just been pounding the coastline. And then we have our second system that's eventually going to funnel into this conveyor belt and be brought in. Looking at the HER, we got some moisture coming in today, mostly late this afternoon. There's this band, this weak cold front, the first one, the T's, and then we'll have some moisture, some isolated showers, mostly rain and higher elevation snow that'll come through tonight into tomorrow. Then we'll have a brief break into Wednesday morning where we have our second cold front come through. And let's look at that second cold front. So kind of hitting with 7 to 10 inches over kind of a 24-hour period. It's going to be tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning is going to be kind of when it's firing the hardest. And you can see the Lost Rivers and the White Clouds with that higher elevation is going to pick up more snow in the 6 to probably 10-inch range. And this is looking at storm totals through Wednesday morning. Again, you can see it's kind of, as we add up all this moisture over the next couple days, it's going to be in the 12 to 18-inch range for the higher mountains, but mostly 7 to 10 throughout all the other spots where most people recreate. Then you can kind of see all the atmospheric rivers we're handling right now. Current one hitting the coast. This is that small, weak one that's going to hit. Or sorry, this is the strong cold front that's going to hit. And then a little bit longer duration event for Thursday to Friday, which is going to be hitting as a strong AR. That's the one I'm pretty much focused on because that's the one that's going to hit our area the best. So let's look at that. This is leading into that. So this is after that cold front has come through. Put this into motion. This is just water vapor. There you go. So you can see this strong section coming up from Hawaii, punch with a bunch of moisture. It's going to be going right over Idaho for a couple days before if it starts to drop to the south and hit the Rockies a little bit harder. And with this event, we really got to keep in mind what our snow line is going to be like, snow rain line. So leading in Monday, tonight, it's going to rise all the way up to maybe 9,000 feet in places, drop back down for tomorrow morning to 7,000, and then Tuesday night get up to 8,000 again, and then we move into our colder period. After that cold front comes through, it really drops down to 3,000 feet, so down to the valley floor. We can pick up some trace amounts to an inch in Haley and Ida, or Haley and Stanley. And then Thursday is the next bigger atmospheric river, where Thursday night it can get up to 7 grand again. But then the long term after that looks like the storm's going to finish cold. So that's a good thing. We're going to have a little bit ups and downs, ebbs and flows with temperature through the first few storm systems, and then it's going to get better. Look at how much snow we're going to get. I'm just going to play this all the way through to Friday night. It's still in the near term. So you can see we'll be measuring snow in the feet range for the Sawtooth and White Clouds, and even the Lost River is going to pick up a good, I would say probably actually like a foot to 2 feet out of this. But this is going to be pretty big elevation as it has been this whole beginning of winter. It's going to depend a lot on the elevation you're at. The lower elevations are just not going to get as much snow out of this because we need those colder temps. This is how much liquid we'll have out of it, and about 3 inches of water in the Sawtooth, a little bit less in the White Clouds. The Pioneers picking up about 2 inches, and you can see it's definitely like Moore's Creek. It's definitely there's a lot of moisture going to be happening, 2.5 inches. Just really going to depend on that rain line. That will focus in a little bit more as we get closer. All right, looking at bench, you can see the first wave, the T's, and then the fast and furious cold fronts. Really, we're going to get our first punch of moisture. Not as much here with the lower elevation, maybe 5 inches, but a good inch of water, and gust up to 42 miles per hour. And then it just keeps hammering through Saturday with 3.5 inches, 18 inches of water, 18 inches of snow. And looking at Titus is looking a lot better, a little higher elevation than bench, picking up almost 1-to-1 ratios, which is good. For snow quality, 10 inches of snow with that fast and furious one, and looking like 30 inches by Saturday. So definitely gonna rock the snowpack out there. That's been pretty fragile already this season. And then Hyman is going to do fairly well too. Not as much, but still in the couple inches range for water, and 18 inches. And this is lower elevation, so I imagine Hyman, if the snow doesn't get blasted off of it, could get a couple feet up there. All right, and lastly, if you're still hanging on, pretty long worded broadcast this morning. They're signaling for another big snow event for Christmas week in the Sierras and us. So if the Sierras are getting it, it's probably coming up our way. So this is what the dealio is with that. Got this area of low pressure building off the coastline here. That's just going to have southwest flow, so could favor Baldy, Pios. Southern Idaho could really do well out of this storm, depending on what the temperatures do. It is going to be, typically when we have southwest flow, it's a lot warmer, so we'll see what happens. This is leading into when it's always the lowest amount of sun that we get, so it's supposed to be the coldest period of the year, but we'll see. It's been pretty warm winter so far. All right. Looking forward to all the moisture that's coming in this week, if you couldn't tell by my 9.5 minute long talk this morning.